And I'm Erin, and I'm in the video seat.
Amazing.
Video engineer seat.
As always.
You're just full of compliments.
What?
I love it.
Well, I'm only giving you what you're giving me.
I don't know if I deserve this.
You always do. And as in the data logger seat, effortlessly cool. Always. Just
and
so
with the
brilliant.
best podcast voice.
Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, thank you so much for these wonderful compliments and getting us out of our usual order of introductions. My name is May Lubekin. I'm in the data logger seat, and I'm the science manager on the ship.
Thank you so much. To our bright and brilliant Elsa.
Oh, thank you so much for giving a sneak preview of my name. Yeah, as Amanda said, my name is Elsa Tele, and I'm the assisting scientist on this final 12 to 4 watch. And thanks for waking us up by reversing the order.
Waking us up and shaking us up.
Yeah, good morning. And to our wonderful
The sheer
and
panic.
amazing Daniel.
Thank you, Amanda. Ali. Hello, aloha, everyone. Daniel Wagner here at the watch lead seat. Excited to spend these next 1.5 hours with you. The last ones exploring the seafloor in the Palau National Marine Sanctuary as part of Lebu's voyage 2, the second of 2 back-to-back expeditions aboard exploration vessel Nautilus to the Palau National Marine Sanctuary, part of NOAA's Office of Ocean Exploration and Research funded expeditions to support a U.S. government commitment to help ocean mapping in the Palau National Marine Sanctuary. So excited to be here. Just heard from our fellow watch teams that just came off watch that they had a very exciting watch.
Definitely so abundant with life and biodiversity. It was a gift and definitely an honor and a privilege to be able to witness the sort of amazing diversity that Palau has offered us. So thank you to the water. And hello, crab.
This is a Chaseon crab. We saw these on our previous dive.
Push in there.
Stand stop. Ready for action.
They are so ready.
Yeah. What's up? Can you eat these crabs?
Yes, you can eat them.
Whoa.
If you can catch them.
Are they pretty fast?
Well, we've seen a few showing some quickness previously. This one's a little more cautious.
Ooh, watch out, folks. This is a standoff.
Yeah.
Jake, what do you think are the odds? Ooh. In this standoff against the crab.
Standoff against the crab?
Yeah.
So it seems like these crabs traverse all types of terrain, not just any one type.
Okay. But yeah.
Where are we going to jump off the cliff?
We're going to move south along this ridge, and then right about the middle. Then we'll make our dive.
There was a little coral to port.
Yeah, if we see with that little white.
Maybe coral. I don't know.
I think it's a sea star.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
I was way off.
Well, you saw a white branchy looking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great guess for like a split second.
I literally like blinked and it was gone.
It's like, and there it goes.
Push in there.
This is a Henricia sea star. Oh, it's on a sponge. You can tell it's Henricia because it has this like very distinctive surface texture on the star.
Oh, interesting. Is this a new sea star?
We saw a few of these previously.
Henricia.
That's great. Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
Is that the sponge that's like so prickly underneath it?
Yeah, the spicules are
Ooh.
coming out.
Coming out.
It's like a little acupuncture bed.
Exactly, just like that.
Well, you have a fish to starboard? Maybe. Or cucumber.
I think you're right, it's a fish or an Oreo.
Oh, it got me. You're still adorable.
Yeah, they're really cute. There's another one. And they'll just keep coming.
Yeah, definitely familiar type of terrain that we've seen on several of the seamounts that we have explored as part of these 2 voyages. So these beds of dead coral rubble.
Oh, that fish.
Yeah, let's take a look at that
It's a
fish.
different fish. Not an Oreo?
Not an
No.
Oreo.
It's probably
Push in there.
Jake.
Go skill.
Ooh.
It is definitely a Casquille. I don't think we've seen this one before.
It looks different.
Yeah, this is different. But we are much shallower now. So we're in the range for different species. Yeah, all these little yellow corals, we should check out a couple of those.
Can you turn my auto hunting off?
That's fine.
Okay.
I think these are the Iguchi-samnia. Oh,
Push in
and
there.
who is that?
Oh, flatfish maybe? That's my guess.
I think you were right. Yeah, that was a good guess.
It's going far. It's off the screen now.
It's a Gucci?
Yeah, the Iguchi-samnia.
Deluxe.
Deluxe.
That's great. Thanks.
Okay. Come on.
Another eel?
Yeah, this is probably a true eel.
Push in there.
So let's see what kind we got here. Now that we're shallower, we can see a bunch of different types of eels. This could be a conger eel.
It's gonna get Stay.
Yeah, because this is not a snappabranchid, that's a conger. You can see the really big eye. They're kind of cute. They got the dorsal fin that starts very far forward.
All right, to our viewers, we are currently 736 meters down below. Just want to welcome our viewers online from, let's see, oh, we got Finland, France, Israel, Italy, Mexico, Russian Federation, Sweden, Canada, Chile, United Kingdom, Germany, and the US. Welcome one, welcome all. Join us on as we conclude this last dive that we have here in the Republic of Palau. Thank you for joining. So we are currently about 30 nautical miles. Oops, this is the wrong dive plan that I have open. Let me get the right one out.
We are 60 nautical miles west of
Pushing there on the ship.
Huluana Island.
This is Plesiopenaeus edwardsiana.
Oh, is he cleaning
Oh, he's
himself?
cleaning himself. Oh.
Oh.
They're very fast, these shrimps. But I love the way they swim. They're super graceful.
Yeah, he's gliding.
What did you say they were called?
Plesiopenaeus edwardsiana.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be easy to spell. Wow, they do move very gracefully across the seafloor.
Yeah, I love the way they move their pleopods, just like gliding.
Yeah. It's really big. Oh, it's kind of interesting. One of our scientists ashore said that in the Atlantic, the Plesiopenaeus got reassigned to the
Cerataspis?
Yeah, Cerataspis. Do you know if that happened also in the...
Well, so the taxonomy has been like changing on that. So like, could be like it was Cerataspis, and then it got changed to Plesiopenaeus, and then it, as far as I know, it got changed back. But I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. I would have to go and check worms, and I believe it's Plesiopenaeus edwardsiana is still accepted in worms. But yeah, that is a good point. There is a lot of taxonomy changes, and sometimes certain animals, they'll go back and forth between different genera or different species designations a few times before it settles, or never really settles. You just never know. There are a number of schools of thought, but for the work that I do, we check all of our animal IDs against the names within the World Register of Marine Organisms, or worms. And it's this database that lists every known taxonomic identification for all animals in our world's oceans.
Wow, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
they kind of go back and forth because of the species that they're trying to identify?
Yeah, so like it really depends. on the animal, there could be redescriptions of these animals and reclassifications and organization of the taxonomic groups. And so you'll get changes in the taxonomy for an organism. Sometimes that means that the animal might change its species designation because it no longer fits what we were calling it, or it gets an official description and it gets a different name. Sometimes the genus will change because it's been redescribed, and then the species name will remain the same, but the genus might change. So there's a lot of different things that could happen to change what the animal's taxonomy is.
Can't get over there quite yet.
Thank you.
Yeah, looks like that's what happened. I just checked worms.
Yeah, no worries, Jake. I think there'll be more of those. I believe it's a sponge. And it looks like we got quite some current here.
Yeah, we are right at the very tippity top of this seamount. So you might see a lot of current acceleration. The fish really like feeding up here. That's why we've been seeing so many fish. It's a great foraging area.
Another move?
Yeah, we can do another move.
Ready for this cliff.
Yeah.
Would the current be the possible cause of the coral rubble? Since it's the highest point.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen this in so many of the seamounts that we explored, and some of this rubble, it looks quite old. Some of it has some shades of incrustation already, so I think this is quite old rubble. But
Yeah.
we don't really know. I think several have speculated that this is kind of an indication that these ecosystems were in the past in more favorable environments for these types of corals.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the currents would be responsible for kind of maybe more like the patterns we're seeing in them. You can kind of see these like sort of more darker lines and almost like sediment ripples, but with the actual coral rubble. That would be more of a current kind of thing. But
as far as the rubble, it's probably pretty old.
Yeah. Rubble probably isn't going upslope, so most of this probably came from around here, you know?
Yeah.
And although the rubble that we saw down below could have been from that area, it also could have kind of slid down the slope as well from up the slope of the terrain.
Another fish and another fish.
Yeah, and we use worms in our shallow water work as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very helpful, especially when there's all these changes happening.
Yeah, exactly. Usually for the reclassifications of the corals.
More of a rat tail.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's a great way to standardize what we're all calling the same thing. Everybody's using the same database as a resource.
Yeah. It's very handy.
Yeah, and then for fish, we use fish base.
Yeah, I love fish base.
Yeah, and that one's useful too because it has all of the different native language names for a lot of the species. So I'll see the Palauan names listed, Hawaiian, and then a lot of the Pacific species.
Yeah, it is nice to have some of the common names listed as well.
I saw a jelly swim across the screen. So we're now moving down a bit to waypoint 9.
Yep, we're going to make our way to waypoint 9.
Yeah, for those who are following along with the dive plan that was distributed, so we just crossed the very summit of the seamount Lowest depth there was just under 775 meters. Now we have a little bit of a way down is about a 75-meter depression. So this seamount has, like several other seamounts that we've explored, has kind of this ridge or saddle-like feature in the middle. So you have two kind of topographical high points that are connected by a little bit of a depression. So we had plotted out a course that would take us another 500 meters or so. We'll see how far we get. We have about an hour or so of bottom time left.
We got a shout out to Megan and Jake from Danny on board the RV Isabu, saying he'll see you soon.
Hi, Danny.
Also, somebody shared something on the internet that I googled, and it's regarding the shrimp. So it's a Palau stamp, and it has the scarlet shrimp, and it also has the name, I can't say that, Plesioplanus Edwardis Nus.
Oh, Edwardsiana?
Yeah, so...
what year? Does it have a year on it?
It doesn't have a year, it just says 29, so I'm assuming it was 29 cents.
So,
oh, that's cool.
In the past.
Yeah, this looks old. Pretty cool. Thank you for whoever shared that.
Yeah, so Palau has we actually have a USPS, so United States Postal Service is how we handle a lot of our international mail, and they do collections of stamps. And they just released a new one in honor of Palau's 30th anniversary. So if you're interested if anyone's a stamp collector, you can stop by there if you have time when we get back to land. And yeah, they really have a lot of interesting stamps over the years, going back even to the 80s, I think. So really cool. Yeah, I also just saw a stamp in a collage that said Palau as well. So
that's really cool.
So I guess this kind of means that they fished for this back in the day?
Yeah,
maybe?
Possibly.
Well, these shrimps do live shallower, like at bottom fish depths where you might be fishing for saboose and other tasty fish.
Saboose, yeah.
There's a
little fish.
Ooh.
Well, there's
Push
a
it
few
there.
of them.
What?
Good eye.
That looks like the one we sampled earlier.
Oh, it does look
We
like the
thought
one
it
we
was
that we thought was
dead.
dead, but maybe that's just how they look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the eye looks the same. It just doesn't.
It doesn't have like a gill, or maybe I'm imagining the very distinct. Oh,
Wow.
That's all the zoom I have.
oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for
Oh.
moving, friend.
Undulate.
Oh, are the eyes on the opposite side of the head and not together?
Oh.
It almost looks like there's two eyes there.
Yeah.
They should have two eyes, but they're usually like squished close together.
Maybe
yeah.
that is the
okay. No, I
eyes?
see it. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the eyes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just
Wow.
don't see the pectoral fin on that side. Like,
Oh, is this like a type of flatfish?
it's a type of flatfish, a tongue fish.
A tonguefish.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like a
Would
tongue.
that be the common name?
Yes.
If Jeff was awake, would he say collect it?
I think
bet he would.
Yeah, I think we already got this though with
Yeah.
our other one, but we just thought it was dead because it didn't move at all. but I think it was swimming when we put it in the jar.
I think so, yeah. Let's look at the sponge.
Yeah, let me look at this nice.
No.
Here, oh,
It's okay.
I think that was a monitor issue.
oh yeah.
Because the other monitor didn't go out.
We're working on something
Give
right
me a
now.
heart attack, Amber.
Just keeping you sharp.
1 hour left in the dive.
Totally blind.
At least we're on the
Went down
top of the
everywhere.
feature. Could be worse.
I like panicked for a second there.
So this is a helmet sponge.
Just a little bit scary.
All right, come on.
This sponge is a Pheronomoides crustiformis. I got distracted by the camera thing. Right, I gotta move the ship.
$205.
Yeah, unless, Daniel, you have any other ideas, I'm heading toward waypoint 9.
Yep, that's the go ahead.
All right.
Unless you think we want to try to jump off the cliff a little bit sooner, if you think that'd be worthwhile for our last hour.
And you're thinking coming down and then back up?
Oh, we could. Yeah, we could drop down. Forces are basically coming from the northeast, so we probably want to go to the west side. But we could head towards the cliff. It looks pretty steep here, right where we're lined up, or we could just keep going towards waypoint 9.
I have a suspicion that this is going to be quite homogeneous, the same kind of habitat if we can continue on this course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there might be an advantage of, coming off towards the west side and then trying to reacquire bottom and head back up, but it is extremely steep.
Yeah, it is a steep wall. So we would just have to go out into the water column and then lower down and see what's what.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, because, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jake, if you want to start heading west.
Already on it.
Sweet.
I'll give us also a different view of the seamount. The whole first part of the dive was all coming up a ridge feature, and the seamount has both very steep slopes on either side of that ridge. And they were much, much steeper than the ridge. We decided to come up that ridge because of it being a bit more gradual and more manageable for a long 24-hour dive. But yeah, this will give us a different perspective of this environment.
Carrier crab.
Yes.
It's carrying something.
It's got a little piece of
Is it carrying designer?
Acanthogorgia.
Oh, Acanthogorgia.
You can push in there.
Not Gucci.
No. But it's on a Paracalyptrophora. I love how these crabs like perch on all the corals. They're pretty fun.
Huh. Nice.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah, I guess in the dark, it makes sense to kind of do that. Carry something as a...
I mean, personally, I want to start doing it.
Yeah.
Carry, like, flowers on my head,
Yeah.
above my head.
It's like, don't worry about me, I'm just a flower.
I'm just a flower.
I do that all the time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, after spending hours filtering in the lab, I realized there's a photo of a carrier crab right in front of me the whole time. And it's carrying a sponge.
Oh, yeah.
On the opposite wall.
Yeah, we like to have, even when we're not diving, we want all of the art on the walls to be the things we look at when we dive. So our wet lab is decorated with some cool animals.
Can't get enough. It's like when Megan annotates and watches Nautilus live live.
I can't get enough. Well, it's just, there's something to be said about getting to see it for the very first time with everyone else.
Yeah.
You know? Like our anglerfish catch earlier, you know? Just being able to experience it in the moment is so much more exciting than when I get to see it, you know, for the second time.
Very small fish.
In the video. And all of us can talk about it and share it when I watch it like months and months later, or a year later, or years later. No one knows what I'm talking about anymore. I can get all excited on my own, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Though there are sometimes I see something happen in the video and I have to call everybody in the lab over and I'm like, okay, come look at this cool thing. But the nice thing is everybody gets it and we all enjoy that moment together.
Nice.
Because we're just all a bunch of deep sea nerds, and it's great.
You have your people.
Yeah. And Jeff gets all excited and we're like, do you have time to look at some fish? He's like, yes. Sometimes he'd just poke his head in and we're like, Jeff, really quick, look at this fish.
Wow, this is really remarkable how steep and like these rubble fields just continue on. Yeah, this gives us a bit of an appreciation. The fish really liked it up there. There's so many.
Is this a single Gucci?
Yep, it's just one Gucci.
So are they single polyps, or they can be single polyps?
Yeah, yeah, they can sort of grow in groups, but they tend to be like somewhat solitary. They're just like small groups, you know, just your core friends.
Yeah, the inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
But when are they still considered separate organisms when they're in groups? Or they're an entity when they grow together?
You know, they can be single polyps, but, you know, then they can also act as a colony. Colonies can share resources.
Interesting.
Hit me with a reset, DVL.
So that it looks like there was a lot of coral rubble by the looks of that previous area, and that just lands and falls right there.
Yeah, and you can see it's sliding down. I mean, it's a hole. I didn't watch the first part of the dive up in the ridge, but from their looks here, this is quite distributed on the sides as well. Yeah, there was a question earlier in the chat about whether those cup corals were responsible for that rubble, and I don't think so. I think this is either
Like reef
Madrepora.
corals?
These are a deep water reef building coral, I believe, that's responsible for this rubble. So there's about a half a dozen species of deep water corals that build corals or are hermatypic, and there's two that we've seen on this expedition. In fact, earlier on the dive, in our first watch, we collected a piece of it. It's Madrepora, these white zigzag-looking corals. And I believe that's what all these fragments are from.
How close are we wanting?
And you can see as we're zooming in on the sponge here, how old and weathered some of that coral is. Some of it has.
That's as close as I can get.
It's pretty close.
Is it all right?
It's great.
You can really see the texture in all of these
It's really,
spicules.
really beautiful texture on these.
It is, yeah.
It looks gilded.
And these like helmet sponges.
Yeah.
So the gold-looking spicules are part of the sponge?
Yes, yeah. This is
wrong
all
button.
part of the sponge.
Wrong button.
But there's also a number of associates, like a brittle star and some amphipods.
Which one is the hempods?
Those little red.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Ooh, a jelly.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
Whoop, whoop.
just coming on through.
Okay, we can come wide.
So I think we have a few scientists ashore who are after a snip of the Paracalyptrophora. If we,
Oh, we see another one of those?
yeah, if we see
Yeah,
another
sure.
one of those.
Yeah, the earlier 8 hours ago on our shift, we saw quite a few of them. But
Yeah,
back-
one of those, a sample of that was collected by the Okeanos a number of years ago. But obviously this is a new region. It could possibly be a different species.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't collected any from this expedition, so.
So I got a question for the video.
Oh,
It says here, if you turned off the lights, would the camera be able to pick up the bioluminescence or the animals that you come across?
Not this camera.
Not this
So
camera.
when I was an intern, Dr. Brennan had brought on a low light camera in order to film bioluminescence. So we would need a more specialized camera for that
All right.
in order to properly capture it. And there is the deep star area that we filmed with that low light camera. It is very cool, and you can check that out on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
What's it called?
It's the Deep Staria.
Deep Staria enigmatica.
It's like my
Ooh.
favorite deep sea name too.
Yeah,
Oh, I will
also.
definitely check that out.
Yeah, I can. It's an amazing one. Yeah, the entire sighting of that that occurrence is not on YouTube, but right before the clip, you can actually see these little streaks of bioluminescence in the water before we saw the Deep Staria.
Push in there.
Yep.
It's really cool. Kind of like green little natural lasers.
Here we have a Bathy Pathies with a couple little small lobsters hanging out.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
Come on.
Come on.
And all of a sudden the rubble disappeared here.
I think it got a bit steeper.
Yeah.
It's just going to get steeper from here.
It's cliff time.
Here it is.
Wow. It just cut straight down.
Ooh.
Is that a,
It's quite.
yeah?
Oh, is this one of those
We saw one of these the other
weird
day, didn't we?
mollusk things?
You can push in there.
Or is it a tunicate?
What? Oh,
It's a weird looking thing.
not a sea cucumber, no?
No, it's not a
It's like
sea cucumber.
glass.
Yeah, it's this one. Yep.
That is... Huh.
I think it's a tunicate.
Yeah, I think so too. And Tina also thinks so.
I think we've been seeing a few of these around. They're really big though. Like I've never seen it this big.
You said it was a what?
A tunicate or a sea squirt?
Sea squirt?
Yep. When you see them in shallow water, sometimes they grow on lines or foul things in the water. You can pick them up and like squeeze them, and then they like squirt water at you, kind of like a sea cucumber. But these animals are really weird. They're in the chordata, so as juveniles, they have they're a little bit more advanced. So they have the notochord, or their sort of a spinal cord kind of system, like the vertebrates. So they're in the chordata, but when they become adults, they lose that, and they kind of revert to this really simple sessile organism. So they sort of devolve as they grow up.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really strange animals,
So
but very beautiful.
once they settle, they kind of tend to stay in one place.
Yeah, they're sessile as adults, but the larvae are active swimmers. They're still considered plankton, but.
And then they filter feed.
Yep, they're filter feeders.
Is this another Guccisamia? The bright yellow.
This one's going solo. There's only one.
Yep.
Solo show.
Solo show.
It's weird. It kind of looks like a layer on top of another layer.
Oh, what's underneath the ledge?
Definitely. Oh.
Oh, there's a
What is
solmissus.
this? Yeah. That's
Oh, and it just went...
very hard to see.
Yeah, bring it it to the blue.
Push in there.
All right.
Can we get the lasers off?
Bump.
We need it on like a nice dark blue background.
Yeah, this was the first jelly that I learned when I did a midwater transect for the very first time. I was like, all right, I got the name of this one.
What is it called?
Solmissus.
Solmissus?
Solmissus.
Like soul?
Yeah, like S-O-L, yeah. M-I-S-S-U-S.
S-S-U-S.
The yellow was a pseudo-anthomastus, according to Tina.
The yellow?
I
Or
believe that
the
was
pink?
there was a pink anathomastus, a red mushroom coral, but I think the yellow that was an Alopsamia rostrata, a hermatypic deep water coral.
Oh, I see. Okay. Some
What's the little
cucumbers?
pink?
Cucumber.
Could be a cucumber. Oh, there's a
There's
couple of
two.
them.
Push in there.
Oh, there they go. Oh, they got all those little pseudopodia.
So this is a cucumber.
This is a cucumber. Rennie's been looking to get a very spiky cucumber. This could be an option. But as a tattoo, not as a sample. They're really beautiful. This is a sea cucumber in the family Demanidae.
Yeah, that's great.
And then if you look on the rocks, there's all these little sort of white encrusting sponges everywhere. Those are all Demis sponges.
All right. Come on.
There was something like out in front of you. A little tall something out there.
A tall something.
Yeah. I saw it right before you went down. Yeah, right there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a tall something. Is it in a Rittigorgia?
Rittigorgia.
Gorgia.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay.
There it is.
That is
This is a
really
Rittigorgia magnispiralis.
Hello, friend. Very tall.
Because it's got the really big spiral going.
Yeah, it does.
This is fantastic. Wow.
Jake's piloting's fantastic. I love a good spin around.
It's just copying the movement of the coral.
Inspired.
There is a bristlegid sea star at the base. There is a squat lobster at the top, and then sort of mid-coral, we've got another one of those, a crab.
Let's turn the lasers off, maybe?
Boom.
Yeah, repeat everything you just did.
So the squat lobster is Sternostylus. I think I also spotted a mysid shrimp.
Are we thinking this is 1.5 meters or?
I feel like it's longer.
It might, yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
longer than that.
It's maybe
And there's
maybe
one of
twice
those
that.
carrier crabs down there.
3 meters.
It's a big one.
Beautiful. Amazing. Good spot, Sarah.
Thanks.
And this species is the largest gorgonian known. Individuals of that species have been measured to be close to 6 meters
Oh, wow.
tall, so the
That's
size of an
crazy.
adult giraffe.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wow.
Wow.
It's a great comparison.
I love when we measure things
Interact.
in animals. Like how many elephants on the head of a pin for pressure.
Yeah.
And
I always thought it was on top of a postage stamp.
a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Well, everybody does it a little bit different, I guess.
1 square inch.
This is like measuring things in elephants.
Yeah.
Measure things in giraffes.
800
Anything
meters.
but actual, units of measure is ideal.
No way. I think I'm.
Oh, let's look at that. This is a Calyptrophora. So it's not that Paracalyptrophora, which had the 2 planes. This one just has 1 plane.
Ah,
Oh, little carrier crabs getting the posture going.
you can push in there.
What's this friend holding?
What you got?
It looks like it's a piece of primnoid, but maybe not the one it's on. Awesome, thank you.
Do you know if carrier crabs ever like switch out what they carry?
Yeah, they definitely do. And there was one dive I was watching where the crab got a little spooked by the ROV, and it dropped what it was carrying and just ran away.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awful.
I felt bad.
Like, they see me.
I'm sure it went and got something lovely to replace
Yeah,
it.
it probably found something better.
Yep.
Self-care.
There's a fish way off in the distance.
Big.
Where's that? Just a rock, maybe?
Hard to see, maybe an urchin, but yeah, maybe that's.
Sponge.
It's like we're rappelling off this cliff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep up but not get too close to the edge.
It is a delicate balance. Yeah, backing down cliffs is not easy. This is a very steep wall. And it's just at the beginning of the steepness. It's going to keep getting steeper.
Oh,
Hi.
yeah, good push on that coral.
Sure thing. I can push in there.
Little shrimp.
I believe this is what Steve was looking out for.
This is a Paracalyptrophora. It's not that dual planar one. It could be a good sample if we want.
Say the word.
Yeah, up to you, Daniel. What do you think?
Let's give Steve 1 second here to...
I think Steve and maybe also Tina were interested, so...
Yeah, I think they were looking at the other one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah, let's go ahead if we're set up.
Sample.
Oh, yeah, sure. So it can be like a little more normal.
Just a snip?
Yep.
I guess just
Yeah.
just a tip, a branching point would be good. So, but this seems to have a lot of branching.
I was thinking this piece here.
Yeah, that one looks perfect.
Are you good to put this in the starboard box? Or would you rather slurp?
I'm fine with this.
It should
box.
be pretty negative, so it should go in the starboard. All right.
Cool.
Do you want a bit of a zoom, Jake?
Can't get around there. Oh, that piece.
Oh.
Push in there.
Miss.
Nicely done.
Oh.
Oh. I spoke too soon. Sorry.
There we go.
Cool.
Probably is small enough to slurp if you want to.
The thing about the slurp is that I think Jeff is a little bit anxious about moving from the flush around because there's fish in either direction, so...
Okay.
Yeah, the open ones are like in the middle.
So I think if you can get it in a little box, that would probably be safer.
Okay.
So B, C, and D are available, just not A or the big ones.
Here we go. Switch.
Yep.
Oh, let me get the other camera up for you. Okay,
Ready for the box.
opening box.
Sorry, what did you say was open? I missed that.
B, C, and D, just not the most
Okay.
forward one.
close the box.
That was B, right?
That's B, yes.
Awesome.
This is 94?
This is 96.
96.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if, looking at HIPAC, do they not label?
Yeah, it looks like they missed a few.
Or maybe that one at 1441.
Oh.
I can check what time that would be. That might be 94. 94 was from 39 to 43, so you can probably maybe put a question mark. I don't know. And then it looks like 95 was maybe missed. That would have been 20 minutes after at 14:51.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some 95 Niskin bottle in the...
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry.
we can trace it because every single one of these has lat long. It's
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just
I'm not too worried about it.
It's not a big
It's
deal.
just
It's
sort
just
of
sort
like
of
a
a double
little
check that we do.
extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some 7th graders watching from Old Quarry Middle School in Lemont with EV Nautilus teacher ambassador Dr. Michelle Anderson. And one of her students are wondering what would happen if Hercules were just to shut down. Do we just pull it up?
Yep. Pull it up.
Let's pull
The
it up.
winch. Go into our dead vehicle recovery. So we have a set of operations,
SOPs.
procedures, yeah.
Okay.
SOPs for that.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you for a great question.
Yeah, the engineering there also works that the vehicle is slightly positive, so it wouldn't sink down.
Ah. And with that, let's welcome our viewers from United Arab Emirates, Aruba, Finland, Italy, Japan, Palau, Russian Federation, Sweden, Chile, France, Mexico, Germany, United Kingdom, Canada, and United States. Welcome one, welcome all. Hope you're enjoying our last dive for the PNMS Leavels voyage. We got about, how long do we have? Almost an hour?
Oh, you see that texture
Yeah, more like 25
right there
minutes.
with
or
the
so.
little dots?
25
Look at those
minutes.
dots. What are those dots?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that looks
that's- wow.
weird.
Oh,
Are they dots
Nice
or
eye.
an
Good spot.
organism?
Cocoa Puffs.
Like Cocoa
Oh, yeah.
Puffs.
A little honeycomb situation going here. That's
Huh.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought it was going to be an animal, but it's not. It's a feature.
Feature of the rock.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like reverse
I
botryoidal
was
texture.
about to say that it's the opposite.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind.
That's cool.
But what would cause that?
Well, if this is carbonate,
Eating too
it
many
could
sweets.
be old coral. Yeah. Could be like an old coral skeletal structure.
Huh.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that is the theory in the scientist chat as well. So ancient coral or maybe fossil coral or
Oh.
Petrified.
petrified.
Huh.
Down.
Oh, shallow or mesophotic. So from a while ago,
Yeah.
when this would have been much at a shallower.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of subsidence in addition to the change in sea level rise.
That is cool. Fish under the ledge.
Fishy.
Where are you, fish?
You push in there.
It's one of those fish we've been trying to catch.
Oh, really?
It's in
Yeah.
a perfect position.
We got it cornered.
We got it cornered.
Well, if we give it a go, I'm down.
Is this a
Do we
rat
have
tail?
space?
This is a rat tail fish, a grenadier. Could be an Izumia or a Kumba.
This in the corner.
Yeah, you can just...
Do you want me to come fully wide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So
stay
here's
there,
the thing.
fish.
No, stay there.
Is the bucket. Which way?
So
Just go fast.
Just go real fast.
I
Turn it
want
on.
to.
Turn
It's
it on.
just.
wait,
Yeah,
so
it only goes
Uh,
as fast as it wants to go.
Which one's the safest way to go? I think
yeah,
you
so
marked it.
I think you should.
I think
Are
go
we- are you
towards
trying
one,
to-
because
It
I
says-
think our
yeah.
flatfish is the least likely
It says
to jump.
do not go to 7. So which way?
Well, hang on a second, because 1, 2, and 7 are all fish, and there are little hearts around them on my sheet to be
Yeah.
careful. So I'm not sure what to make of that exactly. I think not going to 7 makes sense, but then you have to
Oh, he's
cross
not
by
gonna wait
2
for
fish
us.
by
He's
1
gonna
and 2.
leave.
I mean, we could use the. No, we can't use that jar because we still have to move it off it.
If the suction stays on, is the fish able to come out?
Yeah, well, when the fish can swim out of the jar if it's open.
I mean, that's the one thing Jeff said, is be very careful about rotating. So
Yeah.
I'm almost like tempted
Maybe.
not to go.
Yeah.
Is this a
Not worth it.
particular fish
What would
that was
Jeff do?
desired, or
Well, Jeff has been wanting it,
Is it still there?
but, you know.
WWJD.
Yes, this is very unfortunate to have
I,
the open jars in the middle somehow.
I know, yeah.
The fish left, so made the decision for
Yeah,
us.
it's a sign.
Not meant to be.
I think the idea of losing a fish sounds scarier than the idea of winning a fish.
Let's not lose a
But-
fish in the attempt to get more fish.
Yeah.
I think he's had many
Gotta risk it for
losses
the biscuit.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your last shift? We lost a
We
fish.
lost all the
We,
fish.
Yeah,
lost it.
yeah,
We
like,
fish.
I just don't think I could deliver that news.
No.
I bet, you know, Jeff's going to be up at 2 to see the fish collections.
Yeah.
He's actually downstairs.
Oh,
I saw-
okay.
I saw him
Maybe
sitting
he's
in the
decided
lounge.
he's just going to stay up until he can see the fish himself.
There it is.
It is there.
Maybe Jeff will chime in.
And
As
how
if
much he
it's
wants this.
worth the risk here.
He's not been active here the last few minutes, so I think he might be.
Catching some Z's,
Does
waiting
Jeff
for
sleep?
that,
I'm fairly convinced you and Jeff both don't sleep.
There's no sleep for science.
Yeah.
They run on coffee.
oh, there's another pile of coral rubble. Huh.
Yeah.
With like a sponge.
So much current.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I went down this side, so the other side.
Thank you.
Huh.
Yeah, it's maybe.
Push in there.
Looks like a Acanthogorgia. See how it's very flexible and the polyps can't fully retract. There's also some brachiopods and some demosponges.
What are those garlic looking like?
Those are the brachiopods.
Oh, okay.
That's a
And what
perfect
is that?
description.
I was just thinking that too. That was a really
What
good
did
way
he
of
say?
describing it.
The garlic
Oh,
cloves.
garlic.
Is it like an egg or?
No,
is
no,
it
they're
just-
an animal. They kind of look like a clam, but they're not mollusks.
Ah.
Come on.
Yep.
So would that make it a sponge?
No, they're just brachiopods.
Oh, okay.
They're special.
Yeah,
Special.
they're their own group.
Huh.
There's a brachiopod lover on the ship, actually.
Isn't that Max?
Yeah.
He just left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Max
missed the
said
brach-
he dreams of brachiopods.
He gave up on sharks.
Oh, what's that little paddle?
Paddle.
I see a little paddle thing right there at the edge.
This one?
Yeah.
Is it a tiny sponge?
Like a sponge
It
droplet.
looks like a sponge, but it's just a
Push
fun
in there.
shape. It's just like got a little tiny osculum.
Huh. It looks like
Light bulb.
it looks like a white, like an albino bat,
Uh,
like a deep sea albino bat.
I love it.
These descriptions are really spot on.
Chris Kelly says,
Yeah.
weird sponge.
Come on.
I
Yep.
think that's
It
more
is
accurate.
weird.
sponge.
We need two of them, and then it would look like the Grinch, just the eyes.
Oh, right.
Right.
I don't want to leave the bottom.
No, but the time is
Yeah, it's
near.
Unfortunate,
Oh,
yeah.
Really? Oh. This is cool. Let it.
Phylum.
Oreo.
Oreo. I love these little
We got
cave.
Another
Yeah.
fish off.
Situ-
Ooh, what's going to be in
Ooh.
here?
It's this guy. Oh, Oreo.
Little sea spider.
This looks like it's a Solandaria, a type of hydrozoan.
Hmm.
There's a squat lobster on it.
Push in there.
Wow.
So this whole thing is a hydrozoan.
It is.
Wow. It's so large.
It is.
I'm used to the little hydrozoans.
Yeah, usually they're very small, but this particular one can get quite large. I've seen fans of it that can be like a half a meter or more.
That's great.
Do you know their growth rate? Like how?
No, I don't.
All right. Come on.
I think there was a snail back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of them.
Big fish. Or
Nice
eel.
big fish.
Big fish.
Two fish. Big fish, two fish.
We got a cuskeel and a rat tail.
Tail.
Push in there.
This one kind of looks like the cuskeel pycnocraspetum, but that's just a guess.
Ooh.
Oh.
And it's gone. Right.
Do I want to keep going down, or do I want to go along this feature?
Let's see what's down.
What
All
time do we have to come off bottom?
Yeah, I think Megan might correct me, but I think about 10 minutes or so if we want to be on deck by 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we probably, if we want to be like fully secured by 2, we probably should leave in very soon.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't.
5 more minutes.
Yeah, like let's do it.
We can do
30.
one more ship move and then
Yeah,
call it.
yeah,
All right.
Cool.
yeah. It's not an absolute hard stop, but yeah, we'll definitely don't want to drag on too long.
I mean, if you tell us we could stay another hour, I don't think anybody would argue with you on that.
Yep.
We're not ready to end.
Arriving late into port is a very embarrassing thing to happen.
Yeah.
Just tell them it's pull-out time. That's they're usually late.
I mean, we can always just make the ship go faster.
Yeah.
So let's
Take
do,
off some
let's do
loads.
11 knots.
Oh, that's a interesting hole. Is that animal made?
Is that an urchin?
No, it's been eroded.
Eroded. That's probably was just like a pocket of air and slowly.
Well, the carbonates will slowly dissolve, get dissolved by the seawater over time. So you get like these really interesting structures, like this
see.
pitting and pocketing.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, there's that, the Paracalyptrophora with the dual planes. If Steve and Asako are still on.
Asako is very enthusiastic.
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think if we're
Okay,
set
yeah,
up, we'll
all
try
right.
to collect this.
Okay.
Nice. It's an exciting last activity.
Yep. What did
Is
you
this
Might
say?
as well.
a snip or a whole specimen?
A snip will be fine, but if you think
Yeah, just
it might be easier to grab the whole thing.
grab
and
the whole thing.
Stick it in the box.
Do we have a big box?
No,
No.
you've got the C and D, the 2 little boxes on the starboard side.
That would be a tight fit.
I think
Yeah.
a snip is plenty.
Yeah, snip will be plenty.
Could we get a zoom first and some
Yeah.
images and then go for it?
Push in there.
Yep.
Yeah, this has a few associates.
Nice.
There's a spot lobster in between and brittle star.
Great. All right. Good on images.
Okay.
This is better focus if you want to grab a couple more.
Sweet. Got 'em.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot.
Aaron's like, it's not good
It's
yet.
not good enough yet.
So there's a tech question here while Jake is doing that. It's just asking about how data is going up in the surface, and I believe it's through the 3 fiber optic line that runs within the power line that kind of gives power to Hercules. Yeah, so fiber optic, there's 3 strands that run within the power cable, so that's how we get it there.
How much? Is that enough?
Yeah, that should be enough, yeah.
Okay, starboard box.
Switch over.
Open the box.
See.
How would you describe that branching pattern?
So it's like biplanar. We have 2
Do you want me
separate
to turn on
planes
the
that are
starboard
coming
port
from the
light?
single
Oh, sure.
center axis.
That'll do
Biplanar.
anything, or it'll blind you and make it worse.
Baseball glove,
What's that?
like a baseball glove.
Baseball glove, yeah. Technical term.
Describe it with, you know, any description of what it looks like. Maybe food.
Food. Nice.
All right.
Great. That was in C, right?
C,
Awesome. Thank you.
as in cat.
And with that, I think I have to say the
all she
unfortunate
wrote.
words here.
No.
The bear
The
of
time
bad
has come.
news.
Oh man. Quick question for our ROV operators. 6th graders from Tennessee wanna know how much training goes into operating the ROVs.
Yeah, lots of hands-on training and lots of working with the vehicles, understanding how they work, and then just practicing. Same as lots of other skills, just practice, practice, practice.
Practice, practice, practice. Is there a special schooling we can go to for ROV engineering?
They do have lots of training programs now, and lots of like short 1-year, 2-year programs. Some companies will offer it as well, but you can also go to school for something like engineering, something more general, and then take on a job in ROV and kind of pick up the skills.
And apply for the Nautilus Live internship
Yes.
that is now open.
So January 25th or 3rd.
You Can
turn off
turn off auto heading.
All right.
Yeah, and if you're watching from Tennessee, I'm sorry about your Titans. Maybe next year.
All right, as we start moving off here, just want to take a moment here to thank all of our viewers, particular also our scientists ashore that have been wonderful contributors throughout the expedition. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got Chris Kelly, Asako Matsumoto, Emily McLaughlin, Jethro Reading, Jonathan Wambach, Steve Halskovich, and Tina Molodtsova. And those are just the names that have been on right now. The last few minutes of the dive throughout the expedition, we had up to 90 participants.
Start coming up.
All right.
And I'd also like to thank everybody that made this expedition possible, these wonderful images. First and foremost, our sponsors, NOAA's Office of Ocean Exploration and Research, and our partners at the Palau International Coral Reef Center for making all this possible. And yeah, this has been a tremendous team effort, both in the planning and execution of this expedition.
What's that?
Hold off coming up for a second.
52 people on board that all worked hand in glove to make all this work happen. This is the ultimate team sport, and just want to thank everyone for all their hard work here over the last couple of weeks. Thank our wonderful science leads both on board and on shore, so Jeff Drazen, Brian Kennedy, and Nicolau Otto. Also our supporting science team members, Elsie Tele, Greta Sartori, Harold Carlson, our wonderful science management and data logging team, May Lubetkin, Noel Helder, and Quinlan Yelg. Also our wonderful cultural liaison, Menzel, our mapping and navigation team, Renato Kane, Chris Kuznowski, Megan Putz, and Dan Tariello. Our incredibly talented ROV team, Josh Chernov, Dan Cormany, Jake Bonney, Rye Rolls the Wolf, Sarah Sargent, and Jaden Crute.
Okay, now we're
Thanks
ready.
also to our video team, Amber Flynn, Aaron Rennie, and Max Luthi. Our never tired deck chief, Mike Burns. Thanks to our communications lead, Megan Cook, and our absolutely wonderful and energetic science communication fellows, Lodak, Kim, and Amanda. Also, Thea Pollock supporting us both in the video and data logging roles. And of course, I couldn't part ways here without thanking our wonderful mission and crew team that have been absolutely spectacular and such a great support cast. Our captain, Martina Graben, and our staff captain, Pavel Chubar, and just so many other folks that have worked so hard here over the last couple of weeks to make all this possible. Over the next 24 hours, we'll be heading into port and ending our expedition here on Friday morning. And for those of you who are watching from shore, next Monday, November 25th is when we'll start up again for the last of the 2025 expedition. And that will go through December 12th, including 3 ROV dives on November 25th, 26th, and 27th. And then we'll take some time off during the holidays and back in April. So thank you to everyone for joining us. It's been an absolute privilege to be part of this mission.
Yes, and thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you.
Daniel Wagner, our expedition leader. And
Thank you.
Our wonderful leader. Thank you.
and watch lead for 12 to 4, pulling double duty.
Occasional data logger on deck.
Yeah,
That's why I said he doesn't sleep. I'm not sure when he has time to.
Yeah, I've seen him up at all hours of the day, so I'm not sure if he does.
We got some viewers manifesting a shark or a whale on our way up.
On the way up, on the ascent.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
So, Doc, you might need to sing together
Yeah. Let's hear a
like
song.
last time.
That's how you got us the Chonacops.
Yeah. Do you have any shark summoning songs you can share with us?
Oh, man.
I'd still like to see a nautilus.
Oh, jellyfish.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the
See how I changed the subject right there?
distraction.
Sarah. Oh, hey, team.
Team.
Oh, wait, Jake's doing stuff.
Aw.
I think I got everyone almost.
Almost.
Did you keep
Blood
your
Rock, I need you
serious
in it.
face,
No,
Jake?
I
I
smiled.
am in it, I was just in the dark.
How do I do this? I'm not a selfie taker. Ready? Whoop.
Am I in?
There, ready? 1, 2.
12 to 4.
Yay, thanks, team.
Yay.
Thank you.
No,
And thank all our viewers that were able to join us on our last dive.
Oh, look, the back row's getting their own. That's awesome.
You have to send it to us.
Yeah,
So we still have 3 more Niskins to go, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. All right.
500 meters, 250, and then 100 meters.
Awesome.
And then we will be doing one more surface
Sarah.
sample on our transit. So thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
Oh,
We'll
that's
drop a
so
plate.
good.
We'll drop a plate.
You'll have to send that to me.
Yeah, and then I have this one.
Awesome.
Yeah, so in Palawan, maybe that can be our Palawan word of the day. Goodbye is a pretty, there's not really a goodbye. What you say, well, it directly translates to mean see you later, and then the person leaving says that, and then the person staying says miigong, which is just like a response. So mariul means and later, and then miigong is I don't know what it is exactly. It's just the response.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. But I think
But I
it's nice.
think Meigong is, yeah, Meigong. Matal dale deset. Another
Until
time.
we meet again. Yeah.
Until we meet again. Really appreciate all the viewers that were stuck with us through this dive and who are still sticking with us as we slowly bring up Hercules and Atlanta. And we got a couple more things to do, which is Niskin bottle, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Doing the eDNA program for Palau. We got 3 more. 3 more? 2.
Yeah, 3 more.
3 more.
For this
500
dive.
meters, 250 meters, and 100 meters.
100. Yeah.
Which is really well numbered because our last Niskin will be sample number 100 for,
No way.
Oh, awesome.
for this expedition. So
Nice.
that's exciting. We definitely have way more than 100 samples because we have a lot of subsamples and associates and all of the surface samples that Pickrick has collected, but 100 ROV collected samples.
Wow.
It's great.
Awesome.
Oh, very symmetrical.
Somehow, yep.
And if my math was right, I think we're also at 100 hours of dive time.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
100, 100.
It's gotta be lucky.
Good signs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yes.
has been a
you.
very rewarding experience just to be able to be here, sit next to the scientist and
Couple.
a dictionary down there. Just thank you for this opportunity.
It's been wonderful to have you, Blodak, and yeah, just really enjoyed your enthusiasm, and you've been a machine in the broadcast studio. I get to type up who's taking part of the live interactions every day, and yeah, your name is top of the list every day. That's the
Yeah,
11 days here.
because most of the interactions happen during my shift within the time difference. So, but that was also a very rewarding experience, just getting to talk to students from all around the world and letting them know what we're doing in Palau, and kind of, yeah, a lot of them didn't know where Palau's at. Even they kind of have a little chuckle when I kind of point out Japan and work my way down and be like, and this little dot right here. So, it's been a great experience.
Were you able to get all schools in Palau?
Um, we have Ngaramlangoy tomorrow. I think the other schools did it with the last, but we did a lot of schools from Palau this.
Yeah. I know they were aiming to do every school in Palau. I'll have to check with Lucy, our outreach officer, if they managed to do that, but I know they did a lot.
Yeah. We did Kayang, Balilio, and Angar today, all the outer states.
Yes, and I signed up for an interaction with my alma mater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Minzenti High School. I think that might be the last. Or did PMA
There's
do
PMA
one?
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ibobang.
And I remember you interacted with them last September a bunch when we were out in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So they're interaction veterans already in there.
Yeah, just letting them know the sky's the limit. Whatever they set their mind to, there is a pathway for them there. So if that pathway is they wanted to come to the deep sea research or ROV intern track, then definitely they can apply.
Absolutely. If you have a passion, if you have a will, if you work hard, there is a spot there for you. And yeah, so much left to discover, so much left to just explore.
Yep.
The work is far from done.
Erin, is there a way you can show the back deck where the crane is at?
You want me to put the back deck on?
Yeah, just one of the small screens.
Yeah, I can do it on one of the small ones. Give me a second. Just trying to think of which one. There you go.
All right, so there's a question on how we bring Herc up and down. So if you're watching on satellite feed 3, you can see the crane that brings Hercules up and down, and then we also have that, what is that, the one in the back? That's more of a...
It's the A-frame.
A-frame, okay. And the A-frame brings up Alana, yeah. And this is turning out to be an interaction by these, they got 7th graders asking questions. How many days do you go out on ship? So this voyage was about 2 weeks.
We're going
but
to take a Niskin at 500.
The ship is capable of being out for about 40 days. Good question. So if you look at They're about to take a sample of the 500 meter. Yeah. And by pulling that, it activates the Niskin plugs, and it just traps the water that's inside.
That was number 4, right? That was 4, right?
Yes.
4, yep. 4.
Okay, awesome, cool. Just double checking.
Yeah, and on that question, so yeah, our cruises vary. This one was 11 days. We had 10 days before that, but typically it's somewhere on the order of 2 to 4 weeks is our typical cruises, and then we do, this last few years we've been doing 8-month seasons. But in the 15-year-old history of EV Nautilus, our seasons have varied from just a couple months in the early days to up to close to 9 months. And EV Nautilus has been out at sea in total over 6 years out at sea.
Wow.
Exploring in the last 8 years exclusively in the Pacific Ocean.
Huh.
So it crossed the Panama Canal in 2015 and has since been, the early days was work off the West Coast and then through early this year working mostly around Hawaii and the Pacific remote islands, and this is truly a bit of an inflection point for us. In just a month ago, crossing from American Samoa into Palau. And next year, all of the expeditions will be on the western side of the Pacific. And so it's a very exciting time because these areas are all very poorly explored, so much to learn. And yeah, we're so excited with all these relationships that are forming, all these new partners, and so much to great work ahead. That's truly exciting moment.
Yep. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what will come of the expeditions in the other Micronesian islands. So I believe it's Guam
Marshall.
and Marshall Islands for now. And just to see, they have...
Ooh, fish.
Oh.
I hope that didn't come out of the...
That would be quite the magic trick.
One of those hearts is going to be broken.
Yeah.
I mean, it is very funny. Like, Jeff reminds me of my son in terms of his enthusiasm he brings to all this. It's really always something.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. Especially in the lab. He's very thrilled.
Yeah.
I love it. It's fantastic to have our lead scientists in the lab with us and engaging and excited about what we're doing.
I guess he really does love what he does. To show so much enthusiasm for and passion to be learned from.
Maverick and Goose are back in action.
You know, that's what every time when I first saw Jake, I always thought he could have played in one of the Top Gun movies. He just has that posture. I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Need to have like, you should have like a turbo boost button,
Yeah.
but it like sets off a little like buzzer.
There's that button.
Oh, excellent, yeah.
What's the...
Some of my marine tech classes, we had a 56-foot vessel we'd go out on, and they had a turbo booster, like a fake button, but I was just waiting to see who would actually push it.
How
the
many
thing
times?
saying like, don't push it.
Don't push
So
this
the whole
button
time
again.
everyone's like, go do it.
How many times did it get pushed?
I couldn't tell you in total, but I know of a few
was a
different
lot.
times. But we were like, we should rig up one of those like shockers, so when you
Oh,
push it, it shocks
no.
you.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we go ahead and start tracking a line forward at 0.3 knots? And can we also call the captain to the bridge? Great, thank you.
Fabio.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Let me slow it down a little bit. We're gonna do another Niskin here soon too, so got a few minutes, but
So I'll say, do you know if there gonna be any work kind of naming these mounds?
I am not sure, but for sure I can bring it up and then hopefully get that process started. And I think that would also go a long way towards sort
Yeah.
of bringing this area into sort of the public eye and the public consciousness. And I heard that Daniel has some experience in naming seamounts. So for sure we can get that started as well.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that question, Blodak. Yeah, well, so we'll have a series of meetings here as this expedition concludes to talk about what are some of the first steps in terms of analysis and things to do. And I think it would be wise to start thinking about the seafloor of Palau is so rich, so diverse, so many different geomorphological features, from trenches to mounds to ridges to canyons to you name it. And yeah, so there's a convention about naming these features, and there's a process you can go through. And but yeah, when you zoom in on charts and official charts, it's all there's no names there. And that's you saw on a lot of the plans and on the expedition plan and dive plans and sit
It kind of
reps.
made me sad. Like,
They're unnamed, and
unnamed seamount.
and I try to be descriptive of just trying to give it the kind of the what's close by, the closest landmark. But I think, yeah, we've now collected a lot of. So in terms of the process, in essence, you got to have some kind of way to delineate the features you're talking about, and we have done that with all the mapping that has gone on throughout the expedition. So we have good maps, and then there's a set of rules of how you can go about naming features, and yeah, and I think there's no shortage of And I think it's all about the process, about thinking about involving communities in this process and how to go about it. But yeah, no, I don't know in Palauan culture, but in a lot of other Pacific Island cultures where I've worked with, the process of naming is such an important process in Hawaii where I live. The process of naming is what gives a child kind of life. And so that's kind of a process. I don't know if that's somewhat similar in Palau, but it gives it life, it gives it meaning, and so I think there's something to be said about thinking about this process and then using that process widely to raise awareness and get people excited about these ecosystems that represent so much of Palau's heritage and Palau's seascape.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is going to play a very important role, especially for ownership people to kind of get into protecting it, you know, have more, there's a word I'm thinking of, but it's not rolling out of my tongue. I think I need more coffee. Yeah, but I think they will be able to claim it more or have ownership of if they're involved in the process of naming these
More of a connection, maybe?
amazing seamounts that we've been privileged to see through the technology that Nautilus has brought. And yeah, I hope it really falls through with the meetings that you have. I don't know how much we can be involved, but
Absolutely, no, I think this, I mean, obviously it's open for discussion of the other folks, but I think the best way to go about this is to have this as a community-driven kind of process. That's how these things, because one thing is coming up with a name, the other thing is the name being recognized, being used, and so it is really about involving communities at large. So yeah, a lot, as we're pulling off the seafloor here, it's been a really exciting 3 weeks here exploring Palau, but a lot of the work is just about to begin. And there's a lot of discovery that's going to happen from all these data sets that are going to be now looked at under a fine comb and trying to make patterns, to discern patterns of what we saw and what we retrieved. So yeah, I think a lot of things to be found, and yeah, a lot of excitement to come.
so do you think the sample size that we've taken is enough to kind of describe the entirety of, or do we need more samples? Need to just, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good question. It's like how much is enough to get a characterization, and now obviously I think we did, with the time we had, we did a good job in terms of trying to pick up like representative features throughout the larger
Northeast, southwest.
But you know, it's an enormous area, 600,000 square kilometers. We probably traversed about 20 or so kilometers of seafloor with the ROVs, so it's just a tiny fracture. And scientists have a way to basically try to estimate whether they've gotten a good sample. And like in a lot of ecological studies, you basically look at how much you surveyed and how much you're discovering as you do more surveys, and you get
If
these kind of curves.
Yeah, okay.
And once it starts flattening out, where you see like you're surveying more, but you're not getting more and more discoveries, that gives you an indication that you're in a good. You've surveyed an ecosystem well, but we'll see. I'm gonna guess that we're still in the function where it's like exponentially going up.
Everything comes out. I see.
Yeah, but
yeah, and even if you know, you collect a lot of samples, and things always change over time. So there are some places in the deep ocean that have been these integrated study sites for decades and decades, and there's tons of hours and tons of samples, but there's still so much to learn. And I think that's, you know, part of the process of studying these spaces is knowing that you'll always be a little bit incomplete.
But we're one step closer.
But a huge step closer to starting to get that baseline information to better manage environments and conserve them.
Yeah.
Did that just pop, or the Niskin?
I don't think not yet. He's just getting in the position.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he had moved it, already triggered it. Just ready to go. Awesome.
Three.
Oh, cue the squids.
That was great timing.
Oh, what happened?
Excellent.
What happened?
100.
Squid.
Ooh.
The squid have arrived.
The squidding has begun.
The squid.
Wow.
Right at 100 meters.
At 100 meters on our 100th sample, that would be
It's like a celebration.
squid abundance in your eDNA.
It was like,
All we need is something to come
congratulations.
and-
You don't get confetti in the deep sea, you get pseudomorphs.
Wow.
Oh.
Somebody
Excuse
got
me.
really nervous.